Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalrin, and in this video I just kind of want to talk a bit about the PvP when it comes to Battle for Azeroth. The PvP is going to be a huge aspect of the game and even bigger than it was in Legion. I felt that changes for Legion with the honor talent system and the stat templates was an interesting step in a direction. I thought it was at the time a right direction when looking at it on paper, but I felt that Legion kind of fell short for me, as it did for a lot of other people. BFA plans to take things in a new direction for PvP, and it's in a better direction that we've seen right now. At least I honestly think it's in a better direction. There's a lot of things that they want to change up. They want to standardize how you get your gear, they want to standardize the PvP experience, and they want to encourage people to PvP at the same time. So in this video I want to cover all the rewards as well as all the different systems you're going to get in BFA when it comes to PvP when the game finally releases, from all the information we have currently right now. So let's first talk about the systems we already know. The War Mode system. War Mode in its own is a great system. You turn on War Mode and then you exit outside of Orgrimmar or Stormwind and you get stuck in a PvP realm. This means that all your realms are PvE realms, but if you turn on War Mode, you get put in a PvP realm with other PvP players. That means you get sharded to a different server, and Blizzard can control how many Alliance players, how many Horde players they are. So the idea is hopefully they try to balance it out, so when you're out in the world, you don't just completely get overwhelmed and overshadowed by all the Horde or all the Alliance players. Hopefully at least it'll be somewhat of an equal footing. While out in the world, you can use your honor talents, and these honor talents allow you to change up your gameplay a little bit, sometimes increasing the power of your character, making you more survivable or even more mobile in some cases. Also giving you the access to your choice of trinkets, again also usable out in the world. In a sense, War Mode makes you more powerful, and it also gives you more resources, more experience, as there's extra rewards for turning it on, but it's a nice drawback and a catch when you're putting basically a target on your back. When you activate War Mode, you're susceptible to be attacked by other players. Without War Mode, it's only the PvE world with all the mobs and rares that can attack you. The players can't do anything for you. With War Mode, you have a lot more enemies out there, enemies that are looking for some PvP. So it's a nice risk and reward type of exchange. You're making the game more dangerous, you're making it more risky, but for dealing with this risk, you can get extra rewards, you can level faster, you can get your rep down faster, or you can get extra world quest rewards faster. So I think overall it makes for a great system. Being able to have access to our honor talents, I feel like makes the gameplay even more interesting. If you're somebody who doesn't like the pruning of abilities and you want more abilities for your class, you can turn on War Mode and gain abilities like Disarm, for example. As a warrior, when you're leveling, you might not really be using Disarm all the time, but it's kind of cool to run up to a mob and then disarm it so it starts dealing less damage to you, almost brings you back to the good old days. So I feel like this system on its own is great. This is going to make leveling awesome again. This is going to make PvP awesome again. And for people that like this kind of gameplay, you will have access to your honor talents and trinkets at all times out in the world with War Mode on. With the scaling changes that happened recently, it looks like even characters that are lower level have a fighting chance against characters that are max level. Unless this is a bug in the beta, it looks like level 60 characters actually can go toe to toe almost to other 120 and even level 110 characters in the game, as something I was able to test in the video before. So you shouldn't worry too much about ganking, as the game should try to balance things out for you guys, so at least you have a chance, but you will have less abilities, you will have less honor talents to work with, so at least there is some kind of inherent advantage to being a higher level. But at least it's not going to be an advantage where you get to one-shot somebody. It's not going to be an advantage measurable by miles, but maybe by yards or even feet. Now, to support this awesome system for BFA with War Mode, you also have a reward system, where Conquest points are making a big comeback in BFA. Conquest points are going to be used for you to buy gear at the end of your week, every time you have a reset, just like the old school days. But they will still have aspects of RNG for extra gear added onto the system that we have right now. It's just you will have a guaranteed piece of gear at the end of the week every single time if you cap out on your Conquest. Conquest points can be earned in multiple different ways. World PvP with War Mode on is one of them. So if you're somebody who loves World PvP, just wants to go ganking Alliance and Horde, wants to have big battles out in the world, participating in World PvP will help you grind a little bit of Conquest. On top of all this, Blizzard also wants to implement the Mythic Plus system into PvP, like some of the aspects of it. For example, when you finish a Mythic Plus dungeon, you get a chest, and in that chest there's a potential you get gear and usually artifact power, at least currently in Legion. That system is basically the same system we have currently in Legion right now. Every time you complete an arena, you get artifact power, but then there's a small chance you'll get gear. So that system continues into BFA, where at the end of the match you'll have a chance to get gear, but the quality of the gear will be proportional to your current rating. On top of it, when you complete rated PvP any of the systems, RBGs or arenas, or you complete your first battleground of the day, you also earn Conquest, which helps you build up that Conquest to get a piece of gear at the end of it. Once you have enough Conquest, there will be breakpoints in your Conquest point grind, where you unlock pieces of gear, and they'll start off with something like a LFR quality weapon or armor, and it'll scale up over time. It's a system designed to where if you invest enough time into it, you'll eventually be able to have a guarantee to unlock your full set of gear instead of having to wait for RNG to finally grant you every single drop just so you can complete your set. And once you fill up your Conquest bar for the week, at the end of the week you will unlock a weekly reward from a chest at the Duelers Guild, a lot like how you would unlock a chest for your Mythic Pluses, but this one is just for PvP. So once you fill up your Conquest points at Tuesday reset or Wednesday reset if you are European, you'll be able to come up to a chest and see what goodies you got for the week. The rewards out of those goodies also will be in a Mythic Plus fashion. As a Mythic Plus, it'll take your probably one of your highest dungeons that you've done, one of your hardest dungeons that you've done, and give you rewards from that dungeon. So for PvP, it'll take your highest bracket PvP game that you won, at least one game in, and it will give you a reward from that bracket. So I'm guessing maybe like a 1500 bracket, 1750 bracket, the 2k bracket, but they're also changing the brackets a little bit to have the bronze, silver, gold, diamond type of Overwatch-y style system rewards to it. So we'll see how that system works in the future, but it should at least guarantee you better gear depending on how good you are at the game. Overall, I think BFA is offering a lot of good ideas, a lot of good resource systems, and a lot of ways for players to engage, especially in PvP. What I love about this is the fact that they're taking RNG out of the base system. The RNG for you to get better gear is still there. Every time you complete a match, RBG, arena, maybe even BGs, you have a chance to get yourself a good chunk of gear, but as long as you complete and finish up your Conquest points at the end of the week, you're good to go, and you'll always have a guaranteed reward at the end of it. And as you spend time grinding up Conquest points, over time as you grind out Conquest points, you will be getting extra rewards on top of it. So participating in PvP, I feel like has a high potential to grant you some early game gear once the game comes out. On top of it, the PvP gear that we are supposed to be getting in BFA, which we haven't really seen yet or any images of, we know that there will be Azeroth bonuses with them. And I looked at some Azeroth bonuses, but they were very early look at what some of these bonuses will look like. But we have stuff like, let's say for example, the bonuses will function within PvE and PvP. In PvE, they'll grant you, let's say, Mastery and Crit to have a chance to grant you extra stats. In PvP, however, when attacking the enemy of the opposite faction, or I guess a player, because sometimes you'll be attacking players of the same faction in an arena, for example, when you attack an enemy that's a player, your chance to get those stats is increased, and there will be other bonuses like, for example, you drop a flag of your faction, Horde or Alliance. If you drop the flag and you attack an enemy player, the stats are stronger, or some sort of extra effects happen, or procs happen more often. So very interesting, and I wonder how competitive this gear will be outside of PvP situations. I wonder if you can get yourself a full piece of gladiator gear in PvP, and then go and do +10 Mythic Pluses with it, and just be as competitive, or somewhat competitive, as somebody who does Mythic Pluses all day long and is into heroic raids. I think it'll be very interesting to see, I guess, the dichotomy of it and how things function, but overall I'm very excited. It looks like BFA is basically trying to go back to old school versions of PvP, with BGs and arenas where trinkets are actually going to be usable, enchants are actually going to be usable, and the stat templates is kind of taking a backseat while Blizzard is playing around with the scaling system in order to give everybody an opportune chance, no matter at what level, to compete in PvP. I think this is overall exciting. I like the reward system, and I generally like the idea behind the war mode. I'm just hoping that so far it's been pretty good on the beta when it comes to testing, and so far it's been great on paper. I just hope that Blizzard continues working on the system and try to perfect it and make it as best as it possibly can once BFA finally comes out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts about the new PvP systems covered in BFA, and I'll see all of you guys in another video. As always, if you guys like the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more stuff on the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button in order to be subscribed to the stuff we do here. And if you're going to hit subscribe, you might as well hit the notification button. Thank you for watching. I'll see all of you in the next one.